In the next session, we will take a deep dive into how Adobe can help businesses accelerate their digital document productivity and capabilities through Adobe Document Cloud and Adobe Sign. Rajesh Patil has been with Adobe for more than 16 years, and he's so passionate about helping content creators and knowledge workers boost their productivity through mobility, ease of use, and AI for those mundane tasks which allow people to focus on creativity and higher value work. And we are definitely very honored to have Adobe as a terabyte partner of this conference. And if you have any questions for Rajesh, please post it in the chat box or in the comment section, and we will be addressing it with Rajesh at the end of his presentation. He will be on air real soon, so stay tuned.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Rajesh Patil, and I head the territory and channel sales for Adobe Southeast Asia. And today we are going to take a look at going paperless and transforming your document workflows. With the situation at hand, with work from anywhere being the new normal, if I'm sitting in a cafe or a place somewhere else than my office, how can I very easily, in a compliant way, in a secured way, start working with my documents, start sharing my documents, and still be very peaceful at heart that this is the right way to do it? So let's take a look at that. So changing the world through digital experiences. This has been Adobe's mission since the time of our founding. From the moment you wake up till the time you go to bed, the games you play, the newspapers you read, the shopping sites you visit, or even the media you consume, chances are that every one of that experience is touched by an Adobe technology. Experiences have been at the core of Adobe's business, and we help through our products to make sure that every person can, whether they are working, whether they are playing, whether they are doing business, to create the best experience that they can get through their everyday jobs. Driving digital business agility, this is the key area for Adobe, the main focus in terms of how our products and services bring and drive business agility for you and your customers. Starting with the Experience Cloud, we're helping people drive their campaigns, their advertising, their analytics, or even what's happening on their digital properties in real time, and give them insights for real-time actions. When we're looking at Adobe Creative Cloud, the Creative Cloud helps democratize creativity. Anybody who carries a screen, any kind of screen, is allowed to create beautiful content on their palm or on their laptops the way they would love it. And last but not the least is Adobe Document Cloud, where documents are the backbone of every organization. And Adobe Document Cloud helps you digitize not just the last mile, but digitize the through and through process, right from content creation or document creation, document management, security, compliance, all the way to electronic signatures. We are going to do a deep dive today on Document Cloud and how Document Cloud will help you transform your business today. So as I mentioned, documents definitely are a lifeblood of any organization. With 2.5 trillion documents, and that too PDFs worldwide, it is very, very important for us to understand that Adobe Document Cloud leverages the power of Adobe Acrobat on your desktop, electronic signatures as a SaaS model or a software as a service, along with document services. These integrate very well with the kind of ecosystem that you have. May it be your HR system, may it be your procurement system, or even your legal and finances system, to give you your internal customers, which are your employees, or your external customers, the best value and the best experience so that they are engaged and come back to your website, to your brand, and to your organization. We obviously understand that aspects of business definitely changed. In the last 18 odd months, we have seen a lot of things going from work in the office or paper-based to digital first. We are also seeing hybrid workplaces. As I mentioned earlier, it is not necessarily just from the office, but you are working probably from anywhere. And definitely experiences matter. Everything will be experience driven, because the more you share a better experience for your internal customers, for your external customers, the more engaging they will be and the more time they will spend with your brand. We are obviously coming across a few pain points as well. Obviously, paper documents and processes are definitely driving lesser and lesser collaboration, but also increasing costs on the other side. Repeated manual tasks will always slower your impact or your business process. These things not only just impact on the productivity features, but also kind of pull you down on the sustainability side as well, which is really important from a brand value perspective. So paper-based processes, not only manual, but also low with collaboration and adding to your cost. And there is obviously that entire process of getting storage systems, storing that, managing it, and also retrieving data at the right time, at the right place when needed. And those are definitely some of the pain points that everybody, our customers, every one of our customers probably are facing. Intellectual property loss is also one of the things that comes along with your paper processes or manual processes. PDFs are the number one business file format. So last year, more than 250 billion PDFs were opened in Adobe products, and 40% of all documents received in Outlook were PDFs. What this means is your employees are engaging in a PDF every time. It is an imperative then that they work with the best PDF tool available, so that when they make this happen, when they work on it the first time, the app gives them or delivers what is required the first time itself. And these are not just activities from just one particular set of employees. We are looking at employees across the board utilizing PDF, utilizing Acrobat. Why that is important? That is important because we will then have more compliance, more security. When one person shares a document, there is a policy that every document going out of your firewall is shared in the right way, is shared with the right purpose. It obviously needs to be increasing efficiency. So integration with what systems you have, what basic systems you work with every day. How is that integrated? And lastly, mobile is one of the key areas. How can I work in a seamless manner, even if at all I am not working with my laptop or I am not at a particular place that I need to be? So that's something that serves, and everybody enjoys that particular freedom when they're working with Acrobat. To give you an example, let's say a sales process. Now, in a sales process, I have a proposal ready. It is in PDF, but hey, you know what? There are certain things I needed to change. I can very easily take a PDF document, bring it back into Word, and repurpose and reuse that same document rather than creating it from scratch. It is combining those proposals with something like a PowerPoint slide for a marketing slide, or an Excel sheet talking about ROI, or even a JPEG file. I can combine them all together and create a single seamless PDF that can be enjoyed by the person who receives it in a free Adobe reader without them having to log in, without them having to have the exact same version of Microsoft or any other formats that you would use, because PDF would be a standard and doesn't mean that there has to be a version for it. There is obviously live reviews one can do with Microsoft Teams. If that is something that you need to consider, you need to work with certain things on the go, but at the same time collaborating with your colleagues or with external parties. That's something that is possible as well, increasing your efficiency. Now, the second thing I would like to also say, that when we are digitizing something, I was earlier talking about products like a sales proposal in a Word document or in a PDF document. Right now, let's say we have something on paper. How easy it is for me to actually go ahead and click a picture with my phone with Adobe Scan, which allows it to go ahead and scan and digitize whatever paper I have. And on top of it, it is not just digitizing, but it would go ahead and do an OCR for me as well. So as you can see, Barclays actually saved a few thousand hours of their procurement process or with their contracts that they were working with, so that once they scan those contracts and save them, they archive them to make sure that it is accessible as and when required. And then obviously the low code, no code kind of situations where Power Automate works brilliantly to make sure that there is a simple retrieval and archival process in place. Now, when we move a bit towards from PDF documents into signing, it is very, very essential to bring out that Adobe Sign is an end-to-end digital document experience. We are not talking about just agreements here. And I would like to probably take you a step back and step behind into time, because 35 years ago, PDF was pioneered by Adobe. And from that particular time, we are still making sure that it is a base of innovation for us. Take a look at where Scan is, Adobe Scan, or where our OCR features are today. Take a look at what is happening with document intelligence. I don't know when you saw the Adobe Reader last, but if you have an Adobe Reader on your phone and you are opening a PDF document, there is a liquid button that actually allows you to read a PDF document according to the screen size that you're using. So it is not necessary for you to keep scrolling something or keep scrolling and searching for a particular place, because it is readable and the content takes the size of the screen that you're using. We also have this happens because of artificial intelligence. So like form filling options or like liquid mode, there are absolute new innovations happening on the PDF, on Acrobat, as well as on Sign on a regular basis. So that is moving into Adobe Sign. That is where Sign makes it a lot more end-to-end experience for all of you. Why choose Adobe Sign? Well, as I mentioned earlier, obviously it's an end-to-end digital experience that we are gunning for, but at the same time, enterprise adaptability, more towards understanding what your current system is or how you are utilizing your systems. As I mentioned, it might be an HR system, it might be a CRM. Adobe Sign allows you to integrate with those systems to make sure that your enterprise is seamless workflow. It gives your employees a seamless workflow to work with, be in one system and be across every process. Workflow automation is another part of it, and this is not only just applied with pre-integrated tools, which we do with about 150 odd systems right now, but also with APIs to make sure that if you have a customized system, how can we connect with your system? Superior value, and this is one of the things that comes across vastly, because our licensing on Adobe Sign is integrated and transparent. There is no extra cost or hidden cost for support. There's no hidden cost for APIs. Those kind of things are not something that Adobe does. And that is the reason we are a trusted enterprise partner. We work so closely with majority of the systems that you use on a day-to-day basis to make sure that you have the best experience, which is also secure and scalable and on a compliant platform. So I'm very happy to share that majority of the top 100 Fortune companies are using Adobe Sign. When we're looking at workflow automation and intelligence, this is exactly where AI works. So I did mention before that there is a liquid mode for signing so that you are on the right screen, on the right text always, rather than scrolling around. And that is thanks to Adobe Sensei, which is our artificial intelligence, which works behind all our products. We also have signature field recognition. So, and I will show this to you in the brief demo later to understand which are your signature fields or which are your text fields that need to be populated. And obviously we do have the live signing. So let me come to that in a second as well, to do this with Teams live. When we're looking at seamless experiences and utilizing electronic signatures, we are seeing that there is about 1.5 hours saved per signature transaction when people use electronic signatures. There's obviously a lot of ROI, and that is something that is with proof when it comes to storage capacities, or when it comes to paper, when it comes to printing costs, when it comes to managing that particular storage and retrieving the document. There is a proven ROI according to a Forrester study of about 420% for the returns on your investment for Adobe Sign. And lastly, 28 times faster time to business. So transforming your workflows into a seamless experience and have the last mile digitized, which is generally everything is system oriented, but the last piece is where you need to print, you need to scan something, you need to use pen and paper to sign something, scan it, and then send it across. That is the process that is actually the last mile. So starting with digital and ending also with digital, that is what the seamless workflow would drive that 28 times faster business and productivity. We do this with many partners, but Microsoft is one of our key partners, and we are Microsoft's only preferred e-signature solution. I mention Microsoft a lot because most of our customers are on Office 365 and utilize Microsoft systems on a day-to-day basis for their daily jobs. Now, rather than somebody leaving a particular environment that they are so used to and getting to learn a new environment altogether, Adobe Sign integrates with all these logos that you're seeing on your screen right now with OneDrive, SharePoint, Word, Outlook, all of these, to make sure that this is a connected experience for your users. So the learning curve that we see for any new solution is next to none, because you are sending documents for signature, let's say from a SharePoint or a Teams console, rather than you sending it only from an Adobe Sign console. So that said, we are tightly integrated with Microsoft, but that does not mean not with other systems. We are definitely integrated with a lot many systems, but Microsoft is the key or the base where our users can start utilizing our solution. I was mentioning live sign, and this is one of the key ones because when I am sending something for signature, my first note is, how do I know you are the right person or you are sitting on the other side on that email and signing that document for me? Authenticity of a particular transaction depends on that. So obviously, I can go ahead and send it only to your email address and hope that you are the only person opening up your emails and signing a particular document. But with Adobe Live Sign, with Adobe and Teams live signing, you can actually get on a Teams call, a one-on-one private call, and share the document with another person for them to read through it, fill it up, and sign it live. And this is something that is available in beta right now. If you need further information, please reach out to any of our partners or reach out to Adobe directly, and we'll be happy to show this to you and implement it for your teams. But right from Microsoft, we are integrated with 150 other systems like, Workday, ServiceNow, SAP SuccessFactors from your HR perspective, or Konga, Nintex from a document generation perspective, Google Box, or any other storage systems that you are utilizing for your storage, cloud storage. We are integrated with that. We are also integrated with contract lifecycle management systems like iCertis or Aptus. So all these put together, what we are trying to share here is that we are integrated, pre-integrated with 150 systems. That means that you do not need, or your IT does not need any effort to actually integrate further. It is more of a configuration. But let's say that, I am using a very different system and Adobe has not integrated with it. Then we do have enterprise grade APIs that enable signature workflows, and they can optimize your workflow and link with your workflow at the end so that it is digitizing the last mile for you. So that said, it is imperative for us to understand the strength that Adobe Sign brings to your workflows to make sure that you utilize them with all the advantages and even your investments, all the investments that you've already done with your systems. Adobe Sign is a trusted leader. And when we talk about it, I mentioned authentication. It can be with email plus password, or even a phone OTP. I can have a one-time password sent to a particular person. And we are, today's life, trusting all our money or all our monetary transactions with the OTP, with our SMS. And that is the similar situation that you can do with your electronic signatures. That said, this is not something that we speak about ourselves, but Adobe is compliant to all these standards that you see, the industry leading compliance standards. So right from ISO 27000 or PCI DSS, which is the credit card standard, or Safe Biopharma, all the way to GDPR, which talks a lot about private data protection. And that is the key or a gold standard in private data protection. And we are compliant with that. This is not just certified by Adobe. This is certified by external auditors who go through our systems to understand what is the strength of our systems and how well do we manage our customer as well as their data and their signatures. We are also a trusted enterprise partner, and this is one of the things that I would like to reiterate. Gartner Peer Insights shares that 100% of users who use Adobe Sign or who have experienced Adobe Sign before will recommend Adobe Sign to their peers, to their friends. Why? Because we have a few things that work in our customers' favor. We have experts to direct these access to a dedicated team. Why a dedicated team? Because we want you to become successful. We want you to be using our product. We want you to adopt our product. And if you are on an earlier situation in a different solution, we will help you with migration services. We will help you with training and best practices to understand your workflow, to understand the way you would like to engage with your internal and external customers and help you with that. I have stressed this before, but I cannot stress enough that there is no hidden cost. This is all inclusive. So this is inclusive in the pricing for the license, support, as well as services. Our APIs are included with the license as well. And that is why we would want you to give it a try to make sure that you are not missing out on the best solution in the industry. All right, so these are a few of our customers globally, and obviously by no chance this is all our customers, but this is one of the extensive lists to get you to know who our customers are, probably from banking institutions, technology companies, even government institutions and bodies, right? So these are the customers who have trusted on Adobe Sign for their day-to-day work. These are global customers, but let me bring you closer to home. Here in Singapore, StarHub, who is one of our leading telecommunications company, has moved to Adobe Sign, and they have been able to transition their staff probably across 12 departments in just or less than 5 weeks' time. They've reduced the enterprise agreement signing process from days to just hours. And they have eliminated time and cost associated with delivering documents for wet signatures. And this is, mind you, within Singapore itself. So that is the kind of effect or impact that electronic signatures has got on for StarHub. I would like to also come to Rabobank, which is a bank here in Singapore. And I like to present the bank because it's a banking institution, and banking policies and banking industry regulations are much more stringent. And that is where Adobe Sign has passed that test to make sure that it makes it all the way to the banking transactions. It has saved time for them getting client approvals for trade documents, streamlining their invoices, and this is given better document visibility for all their business units. So that is where Rabobank has gained or benefited with Adobe Sign. So with that, I would like to end my presentation here. I hope this gives you an insight into how Adobe Sign and Adobe Document Cloud will work for you and is working for our customers. Now, probably would like to pause here and understand if at all there are any questions from your end. But in the meanwhile, thank you so much for listening to me and would appreciate your questions. Thank you.
Hello, Rajesh. Thank you so much for that presentation. How are you feeling?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening in to me.
No worries, no worries. The audience were definitely listening, and we do have some questions.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, can you think we can start?
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, cool. So our first question is from Jun Chu from WebEx. Hi, Jun Chu. Thank you for your question. The question is, are e-signatures legal in Malaysia? Oh, good question.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. So within the Southeast Asia region, I think Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines are the three countries who are really taken over to electronic signatures. Electronic signatures and digital signatures are having a bit of a distinction when it comes to the law in Malaysia. But as long as they adhere to the electronic signatures requirements, they are treated as much as the wet signature. So they're completely legal, except for probably a few things like if I'm making a will or something like that. In those cases, they are not considered. But otherwise, from an e-commerce perspective, from a commercial perspective, treated as good as a wet signature.
Oh, thank God. I am so happy to hear that. This is one thing that's going to make things easier. Thank you so much for the answer, and thank you so much for the question, June. We have another question from Sharbaini from WebEx. Hi, Sharbaini, and thank you for your question. The question is, when working with digital documents, we may come across the issue of confidentiality of the document, such as the signature and the copywriting. Do you have any suggestions, Rajesh, when on how to, when you encounter this problem, what can you do?
Sure. So I think the question is regarding to how we are utilizing this on Adobe Sign. And let me give you an example that the data on cloud when we are using AWS as well as Azure is dual protected. It is data at rest as well as in motion is protected in a way that none of your confidential information is leaked in any side. This is not just Adobe saying it. Our auditors trust us and give us the standards that we follow. And that is where we are confident to make sure that your data is protected. As long as signatures go, signatures, when we talk of electronic signatures, even if you draw a flower, it is considered to be a signature from your side because it is the audit report that counts the most. It is not what your signature looks like. So I'm happy to share that banks are one of our bigger customers today, and they are the strictest, the stringest policies that you have to adhere to. So yes, security and compliance are key for us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rajesh. We have another question from Jeremy Ting from WebEx as well. Hi, Jeremy. And thank you for your question. The question is there an offline option in the inevitable event where access to the cloud is not possible? That's a little bit of a loaded question there.
Sure, right? Yeah, because this is called software as a service. So this is a cloud service. So Jeremy, sorry, I don't have an offline version, but to give you a fact that only when transacting, so when you're sending the document and when you receive back the document, that is the time when it is using the cloud. After that, you can store all your documents in your favorite storage. It can be SharePoint, it can be your in-house storage, whatever you are using. But no, not offline as yet.
Thank you for the answer, Rajesh. And yes, you are absolutely right. Always back up your data on an external source that is not online, just in case anything happens. You never know. All right. Thank you, Jeremy, for that question. We have another from Afik from LinkedIn. Hi, Afik from LinkedIn. The question is, do people who sign the documents also need to have a license for Adobe Sign? Rajesh?
Wow, Afik, thank you. That's a great question. And I did not ask Afik to ask this question, believe me. The answer is no. The person who receives the document does not need a Adobe product, an Adobe login, or anything. They need just a device which has a browser, so that they can, with their finger, they can actually go ahead and sign on that document. So yeah, no need for anything but a browser and you receiving an email for signing something.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rajesh. I think we have a few more questions for you as well. This is from Yvonne Lee on WebEx. And the question is, Adobe is well known for the quality, but when it comes to the price point, what are some reasons we should go with Adobe compared to another supplier, say Kovacs?
Yeah. So I think Yvonne answers the question right? She's talking about quality, and that is we all know that we pay for good quality. If I want a Ferrari and if I'm driving a Ferrari, I probably will not go to a smaller car or any other car, right? So you're right, absolutely. The idea, Yvonne, is not about the price. The idea is the value that the solution can bring to you. And the value can be in many ways. The value is in the ease of use. The value is in the compliance and security standards. The value is in the archival systems that you get along with it. So that's where we are proud of ourselves. This is a 35-year-old company, and we are still going strong, and we will still keep going strong.
All right, thank you so much, Rajesh, and thank you so much, Yvonne, for that very blunt question. I love it. We have another question from Teo Jun Xiang. I hope I said that correctly from WebEx. Thank you for your question. And the question is, Rajesh, what are the different personas that we can add in Adobe Sign workflow?
Oh,
Signer, approver, acceptor, delegate,
yes.
certified recipient, etc. Question mark.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. All those, the idea is to add as many personas as possible. And when we talk about Adobe Sign, we are not looking at just two people exchanging a document, but it can be various departments that it can go to. It can be various signers in those various departments and what their roles can be. So we can assign this. This is set up just one time when we assign a particular workflow, and once you input the document would follow your steps, the steps that are assigned to the workflow. And the signers or the personas can be everyone. It can be somebody who's just filling up the form, or somebody who's just saying approved, or if at all it is the C level, it is going to they just need to click a button and just to say sign. So it's not necessary that they have to, or if the C level is really really busy, when they are signing or sending this, they can just say, delegate it to my EA who is going to sign it. And that can be done as well.
Fantastic. That is what we want to hear. A more streamlined way to work online in the pandemic. Thank you so much for the answer and for that clarification, Rajesh. Our next question is from LinkedIn. Yay. From Prabhu. The question is, can we add multiple documents into the Adobe Sign workflow?
Absolutely, absolutely, Prabhu. So what we can do is we can not only just add a few more documents, but it can be a complete package. Like, let's say when we go to a bank, there are account opening forms, right? There's an account opening form, there's a guarantor form, there's a certificate that needs to be attached. All those things that you do in real time in-person environment can be emulated and can be added one behind the other to make sure that you get the exact look and feel of being in person, but easy way. Because as you heard me say, Adobe Sensei actually drives you. You can just say start and it will show you where to go next. And it can be just within one document, or it can be multiple documents that you need to sign. The limit for this is 25 megabytes for a particular package to be sent across for signature. But if you need more, let me know.
Thank you, Sensei. We have two more questions. One from Rachel Lee from WebEx. And the question is, can we set a one-time secure password as an additional authentication for the signers? I would like to know the answer to this too, Rajesh.
Yes, absolutely. So there are a couple of things that you can share, you can do here. One is you can make it a one-time password, so a OTP. So as soon as somebody sends the document to sign, let's say it's coming to me, they can send me a OTP on my phone number. So it comes in. Until and unless I take the OTP and put input inside that particular document, I will not be able to open the document or even to see it, right? So that's an additional way to look at it. I can have a password the same way we add passwords to our PDFs. It can be a password for opening a particular document as well. So email, that is the first level of authentication. Second is I can add a password. Third is I can add a OTP, a one-time password. And the latest one that you just heard me say on the presentation as well, I can be on a Teams call like this, on a video. You can be on the other side. I can send you the document. You can read the document with me. And I know you are the person who is going to sign. So you can sign in front of me. And that gives me the peace of mind that, oh, that was the right person who signed the document.
Wonderful. I wished my house agent did the same thing. That would have been easier, especially during the pandemic. Thank you so much. We have one last question.
Sure.
And this is from Rachel. Oh, sorry. This is from KL. Okay. Hi, KL. KL's from WebEx. Okay, so the question is, hi, Mr. Patil. Whilst the Adobe subscription rate is reasonable for corporations, but it is not so affordable for the academia. Are there any special packages for educational professionals, Rajesh?
Yes, so from an education perspective, we have always been treating them separately or treating them well. I would say most of our licenses across our Creative Cloud and Document Cloud are 75% discount for our education professionals and our education institutions. When it comes to Sign, you definitely can reach out to your channel partner or to our sales person to understand more. I can assure you that you will get a better pricing.
All right, thank you so much, Rajesh. And I'm so happy to hear that with all of the challenges that we have to go through, education has gone through during the pandemic, it's nice to know that there are some discounts coming.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have to go, unfortunately. We do have a few more questions, but time is short. But would you like to say any last words before you go?
So first of all, obviously, if there are more questions, send them over, and we'll make sure that we answer them because we don't want them to be hanging. I would also like to again thank everybody to listening to me. I feel this is the time when we are, or we everybody is looking to go paperless and wanting to understand how we can collaborate, how can we deal with these situations, because whatever we think about the pandemic, I can share with you that this has been a catalyst for people making decisions on their digital transformation. The transformations that they were looking at making it into probably 4 or 5 years later, people are thinking about doing those transformations in a year's time today. And which is a good thing, because it is then gives us the flexibility to work from anywhere.
Yes,
So
thank
not
you so
not
much.
just the pandemic, probably moving forward as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Rajesh. And that is why we are here. So thank you for being here so much. And then I hope to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. All the
Bye.
best.